Shalom. Kol Haloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Yeah, I was just watching a video that the elder apostle Ariam Lab did. I believe it was titled something along the lines of fallouts, having to do with people that come in this ministry. And of course, they do just that. They fall out. For whatever the reason is, it could be a multitude of different reasons. At the end of the day, they just weren't of the elect. And that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we're striving to endure unto the end. We're striving for the truth unto death. And if you make it in those chariots, then that means that ultimately you were of the elected number that was predestined to receive salvation. There is such thing as predestination in the Bible. We're not just walking around day by day and you stumble upon salvation just because you came across it on your own accord. That's not how it works. Either the faith was already given to you and the Lord chose you to endure, or not. And so with that being said, like I said, I was watching this video and Hebrews the 10th chapter popped into my mind. Specifically these last few verses, but we'll start reading at verse 35. It says, "Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience," meaning suffering, "that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise." Now remember, the will of God, the will of the Most High, is to believe on the Son. And if you believe on the Son, then you're going to say it, you're going to speak it, it's going to be shown in your actions, and of course, just your conduct and your behavior. So right now, we're waiting. We're waiting for the promise. We're waiting for the reward that's been told to us by these holy scriptures. And as we wait, of course, that comes with suffering. We know that's another word for patience. You're waiting for something, you're suffering for it. And that's why I made that video a day or two ago, just going into having your mind on the kingdom and all the promises and everything else promised unto us, for lack of a better word. Verse 37 says, "For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry." So we have to always keep that in mind as well. That's why the scriptures say to watch as well as pray. And when you do pray, you pray for a few days. You ask the Lord to speed up these times. That's how you hasten his coming. Because it says he will not tarry. And we know that. All you have to do as you continue to watch, you just line up events happening in the world with prophecy. And you can see that the Lord is making things happen in this place. That should excite you, and it should keep that fire lit. Now the just shall live by faith, it says. "But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him." Draw back meaning what? A fallout. Someone that went back into the world. You once were enlightened. You understood that you were an Israelite. You knew the names. You know the names. But for whatever reason, and it's just coming down ultimately to the faith, but for whatever the reason may or could have been, this specific individual decided, hey, this is too much for me. I like my life back in the world. And remember, scriptures say, "He that shall be first shall be last." Meaning if you're putting yourself first in this life, you're going to be last in the next life, meaning in the kingdom that is to come. And it said the Lord is not going to have any pleasure in this individual. So if you prioritize the Lord, then he's going to prioritize you. If you don't prioritize the Lord, he will not prioritize you. Point blank, period. Verse 39, "But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition." Another word for perdition is destruction. "But of them that believe to the saving of the soul." And verse 39 is what really I had in my head after listening to the apostles' video. "We're not of them that draw back unto perdition," because we have to see these specific individuals. And once you're in this truth for a good minute, You hear about it, obviously, from videos. But once you're in this truth for a minute, then you see it. Of course, people come and they go. And you have to look at these people as examples of what not to be, how not to act, how not to think. And of course, once they're already falling out the truth, right? Their fallouts, they drew back onto perdition. Then you look back and you're like, man, this individual I remember he was saying X, Y, and Z. Or he wasn't doing this, or he was doing that. But you use those situations as examples of how not to be, because of course we want to walk on eggshells. So we got to be examining ourselves every step that we take. And we can look at these people and say, all right, let me make sure I'm not doing that. This person was acting like this, and we see the path that led them, that they were on. All right, let me check myself. You're not going to always have a brother or somebody there to check you. And sometimes, the Lord will just check you. That's why we get effed up sometimes, right? That's that chastisement that the 12th chapter talks about. So Lord's will, of course, we're not of them who draw back unto perdition. Now, let's just jump over to the 4th chapter, Hebrews 4, and we'll read verses 1 and 2. Let us therefore fear. And as you can see, the topic or the title of this chapter, it says the believer's rest. The believer's rest. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. And that rest is nothing more than the kingdom of heaven, or nothing less, I'll say. It's the kingdom of heaven. That's what we're looking forward to. Having new bodies, the new covenant being fully established, meaning the laws written in our inward parts, and us just spiritually and physically being made perfect, being like Yahweh Shai, finally having rest, being at peace, being sovereign. The list goes on and on. That's what we're fighting for. But it says, let us fear, because we don't know if we're a part of the elect. So one of us could fall short of it. However, we're striving to do our best to hold this truth unto death, like the scriptures say. And Lord's will, we can grab that as well. We got the Apocrypha up. Right? So, of course, we read verse 1, but we read it with optimism, though. We don't read it and, we're really scared and just shaking as we read it. No. It's giving us a warning, a stern admonition. Say, look to your well-doing. Make sure you're being on point, because you don't know if you're a part of the elect. You could come short of the promise. But we keep fighting and keep asking the Lord for more faith and more mercy, and to forgive us for our sins. Verse 2, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them, meaning those fallouts. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Not being mixed with faith, like I mentioned, and like we always say, that's the special ingredient. That's all it's coming down to. Is the faith, or was the faith given to this individual or not? Is it given to you? Of course. Right? It's given to me, of course. How do we know? Because the scriptures say many are called, but few are chosen. So we have it right now. Now it's all about enduring unto the end. Let's just grab those two basic precepts. So the word is in us. And of course, that word is mixed with faith, right? Nothing is wrong with asking for more faith. Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Enduring unto the end just represents you holding the faith unto the end. No matter what trials and troubles, tribulations, whatever persecutions come your way, whether right now or in the time of Jacob's trouble, you're believing and having faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai no matter what, under all circumstances and no matter what situation you're in. Let's grab really quickly last precept. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 4, verse 28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Very much straightforward. I must have said it already 2 or 3 times, so I had to grab it. But that's about it. So, Lord's will, this is edifying to the elect. Call Halayim Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.